When you picture a hospital, what comes to mind? Probably doctors, nurses, right? But what about that machine, that EKG that's keeping someone's heart beating, or the big MRI scanner that's about to find something life-changing? That's not just medicine, that's pure engineering. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and meet the unseen guardians of all that tech.
I mean, really think about it for a second. That MRI machine, the little heart monitor beeping away, even a surgical robot. These things are unbelievably complex, and in a place like a hospital, there is absolutely zero room for error. A glitch isn't an inconvenience. It could be a disaster. So who's the person, who are the people, making sure all this life-saving tech is safe, reliable, and ready to go at a moment's notice?
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. First up, we're going to meet these hidden engineers. Then we'll take a look at the hospital's layout, kind of like a blueprint, to see where they fit in. After that, we'll dig into what quality really means in their world. And finally, we'll see exactly how they keep all these amazing machines humming along.
All right, let's dive right in. So who are these unsung heroes we're talking about? Well, you can think of them as crucial translators. They're the people who can speak both the language of doctors and the language of engineers, a pretty rare and vital skill. So, on one side, you've got the biomedical engineer. These are the innovators, the dreamers, you know? They're the ones in the R&D labs designing the next big thing. We're talking brand new artificial organs, super smart software that can predict diseases. They are literally building the future of medicine from the ground up. Okay, but what happens when that new tech actually gets inside the hospital? That's where the role gets a little more specialized. This is where you meet the clinical engineer. And if the biomedical engineer is the architect who draws the amazing plans, the clinical engineer is the master builder on the job site. They're the ones who take those plans and make sure the building is safe, functional, and actually works for the people inside it, the patients. They're hands-on every single day.
And trust me, these folks wear a ton of different hats. One minute they're a technology advisor, helping the hospital figure out, hey, which multi-million-dollar scanner should we buy? The next, they're a safety watchdog, making sure every single device is up to code. Then they put on their teacher hat, training doctors and nurses how to use this super complicated new piece of gear. And on top of all that, they manage the entire maintenance schedule for the whole hospital. They're basically the central nervous system for all the tech.
Okay, so to really get what they do, we kind of need to understand the battlefield, right? The hospital itself. So let's pull up a kind of map of the hospital and see how all the pieces connect. So you can pretty much break down any hospital into 5 main departments, or service areas. You've got administration, the business side, informational services, that's all the data and records, and then you have the 3 big ones that deal directly with patients: therapeutic, diagnostic, and support services. Let's look at those. So first, you have therapeutic services. Therapeutic just means treatment. This is where you find departments like physical therapy, with all its gear for helping people move again, or the pharmacy, with its robotic systems for dispensing meds. And, of course, nursing. I mean, think about all the tech that surrounds a patient's bed. That's all part of it. Next up, diagnostic services. These are the hospital's detectives. Their whole job is to figure out what's wrong. So this is your medical lab, analyzing blood and tissue samples. And this is definitely where you find the big guns, like the imaging department with its massive MRI and CT scanners. We're talking some of the most complex, high-tech stuff in the entire building.
And last but not least, you've got support services. And really, this is the foundation that holds the entire hospital up. You've got central supply, housekeeping, and look, right there, you see it, biomedical technology. This is their home base. This is where our clinical engineers work, and from here, they're responsible for keeping all the machines in all those other departments we just talked about up and running.
Okay, so we know who they are. We know where they work. But what's their guiding star? What's the philosophy that drives every single decision they make? Well, it all boils down to one incredibly important word: quality.
And the World Health Organization has a really great way of putting it. They say quality isn't just about a machine passing a test. It's a process. It's all about meeting the needs of both the patients and the staff. Is this technology actually helping everyone involved? That's the real question.
Right. And the Institute of Medicine adds another crucial piece to the puzzle. They say quality is also about getting the desired results. Does this service actually make people healthier? So true quality is really those two things combined: a good process that helps people, and one that's proven to get positive results.
But a big part of achieving quality is knowing what not to do. It's about avoiding 3 major traps. First,
There's overuse. That's doing a test or a treatment where the potential for harm is actually bigger than the potential benefit. Then there's the opposite, underuse. That's when you fail to provide a service that really would have helped someone. And finally, there's misuse. This is a tricky one. It's when you do the right thing, but something goes wrong. A preventable complication happens, and a lot of times that's tied to the technology.
So how do you avoid those pitfalls? Well, engineers live and die by standards. You can just think of standards as the official rule book for everything. These are super detailed documents that lay out the exact rules to make sure every single piece of gear, from a simple syringe all the way up to a surgical laser, is absolutely safe and does exactly what it's supposed to do.
And these rule books basically come in two flavors. On one hand, you've got voluntary standards. These are developed by experts in the field. Manufacturers, users, government folks, all getting together to agree on the best way to do things. Then you have mandatory standards. These aren't suggestions, they are the law. Government agencies create and enforce them to protect the public. And to run a top-notch hospital, you've got to be an expert in both.
Which brings us right to the nitty-gritty, the most hands-on part of a clinical engineer's job. Actually maintaining all these incredible machines and keeping them running perfectly day in and day out. So let's talk about maintenance, because for most of us, maintenance means fixing something after it breaks. But in a hospital, that's way too late. Real professional maintenance isn't about fixing things. It's the whole package of planning, testing, and scheduling that prevents things from breaking in the first place. It's all about being proactive, never reactive.
And the goals of being proactive like that are super clear. Number one, make sure the equipment is always available and working efficiently. Number two, manage its lifespan so you're not wasting money. But the most important goals, the ones that trump everything else, are ensuring the safety and well-being of every single person in that hospital, patients and staff alike.
There's actually a whole philosophy for this, and it's called Total Productive Maintenance, or TPM. And the key word there is definitely total. This isn't just something the engineers do in their workshop. It's about creating a culture where everyone, from the hospital CEO all the way down to the nurse who uses a device every day, feels a sense of ownership and responsibility for keeping that gear in tip-top shape.
So, how do you know if you're actually doing a good job? Well, they have a metric for that. It's called overall equipment effectiveness, and it comes down to 3 simple questions. 1, availability. Is the machine ready to go when you need it? Yes or no? 2, performance. Is it running as fast and efficiently as it was designed to? And 3, quality. Are the results it's giving you, that X-ray image, that blood test number, are they 100% accurate with 0 defects? And here's the kicker. A machine is only considered truly effective if you can give a big, confident yes to all 3 of those questions.
So there you have it. From the high-tech design lab all the way to the patient's bedside, engineers are truly the unseen engine powering modern medicine. And as our tech gets even smarter and our medical needs get more complex, their job is only going to get more important. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As these two worlds, engineering and medicine, fuse even closer together, what does that mean for the future of our health?